Alright, so that was a bit of a pain in the butt there, a little bit of a learning process. There were some things I didn't know, before today. Like the HL carburetors, a lot of stuff's interchangeable, like that double stack stuff. If you want to, it seems like you can even interchange like you want to put like the double stack style carburetor, like the components onto like a single stack. It seems like it'll work. You can kind of go back and forth, create like a go-kart style HL, then an HL from a 090, then like a HL from like an old go-kart, from like the 60s, and that stuff kind of flip-flop back and forth, kind of rearranged it, and it worked. So anyway, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Appreciate it. All right, doing a little training here in the shop, and working on these two carburetors here. I confused this one last week with the I thought this was like that Bud Wilson carburetor I was working on, but this is actually the Bud Wilson. Got them confused there. So we're just getting this one up and running again, and we're going to swap the shafts so we can get some more throttle engagement. And while we're in there, we'll trim that shaft down a little bit, just like similar to like this racing one. So we find our favorite. And we just rescribe that mark. That's still pretty good. We'll just redo it. And we do the same thing on the other carburetor. And we loosen up that screw. Get that screw out of there. And that blade should just come right out. Yep, pulls right out. Just like that. I'll remove that fancy linkage off the side. And that just comes off. Then you loosen up this, alright, one more time. You just loosen up that retaining screw.
Something you use to cut things? Yeah. Moses?
She's gone biblical and it's time to turn it over to you. We win them tickets from the Country 92.5 morning show.
Those are our parts that were taken out. Carburetor 2. And just pull that shaft out of there. Let's pull that shaft out of there. Alright, we'll loosen up that retainer.
In the Galavinas, now you can cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity 6. Taxes.
And we'll just pull that shaft out of there, just like that. And that's actually a spring, if you're curious. That's a spring out of a TS400 steel cutoff saw. The spring works really good. So just grab our 832 drill and tap set. Alright, you can kind of see where it needs to go. We'll use our socket set. Alright, give it a tappy tap tap. And this idle screw is this it's an 832. It fits in the 832, but I think they're special for the carburetors. Like they slightly bind, like they kind of swage a little bit. And if anybody knows the type of thread that is, I'd love to know that. Then we just screw it in a little bit. Like I said, it fits. Alright, got that shaft all thinned down, left enough meat on there to catch the threads. Alright, got that all pushed in there. Spring all wound up. And our relocated idle screw, working good. Alright, got it all mounted back up on there. Spring's a little stiff, but it'll work. Alright, so we got all this loosened up. Alright, where did we leave off? Got the Tillotson on there, new fuel line. Was chasing 2 problems. Fuel line was a little shitty. And our throttle block was starting to loosen up, so drawing some air. So we got that all tightened up, and we'll fire it up, see if we solve that problem. So I almost threw this carburetor on the scrap bench, just as parts, but like I said, we had a few problems going on with this saw, so we'll try to see if that's that remedied it, because I really wanted to save this old carburetor, but we'll see what happens. Alright, got this double stack off of here, and this thing has like a glass check ball down in there. Not really too familiar with that. I'm used to the needle and seat stuff, like on the chainsaw wall bros. Just don't know if that's compatible. If you can interchange that check ball with the needle and seat that comes like in the kit. Anybody knows? Let me know. Alright, so the old Bud Wilson carburetor, still trying to figure out who that guy is. If he's a go-kart guy or chainsaw racer, don't know. So there's a little bit of story behind that carburetor, so it was kind of cool just to save it. So see how we did.